Everyone loves themselves until they have to make the change that they always needed to make. Being addicted, fat, out of shape, sloppy, bitch, that can't make a move to actually repair that damaged piece of shit in the mirror. You feel me? Everyone loves themselves until they actually have to do something to prove that they love themselves. They will sit there uncomfortable and insecure and say that they love themselves and then actively prove themselves otherwise. The same way they say they're grateful for life and they're grateful for living and breathing and to enjoy the one life they have and to move throughout life with gratitude. But when it comes to taking grateful action, to take action with gratitude, thus being grateful in a positive way, to set positive action, to prove that you're grateful, when it comes down to actually proving that you are grateful for your life, now people tend to slip down the slope and fall down the hill. And this is where people start to get mad at the truth, which is that they are ungrateful for life and they don't love themselves because they sit there like an inferior fucking primate and poison themselves every night. So every time you pick up the bottle, every time you pick up the cigarette, every time you pick up the drink, every time you pick up the smoke, every time you pick up the weed, you are passively killing yourself. And then to say you love yourself after doing that to yourself is to be a walking fucking contradiction. Now, you can't be a fucking walking contradiction. So every time you lie to yourself and say that you love yourself when you prove yourself otherwise, remember that there's a certain level, there's a certain awareness within you that knows the truth, that resonates with the truth on a deeper level. And when you lie to yourself, you create a eruption, a corruption, you create a dissonance to that truth. And now you're unbalanced and you can't really control your mind and you're addicted and you're pretending like it's not a big deal. Like you're pretending like you're not passively killing yourself every day. You're pretending like you're not addicted to certain substances and you pretend like you could change if you wanted to. But if you really could change, you would have already made that change because no one actually wants to be fucking addicted. That's just the alternative that you've came to by being in an alternative state of modality of operation within your life. So every time you deviate from the straight and narrow path, every time you get off the path, well, there's going to be a certain point where you can't find the path and you're in the middle of the fucking jungle and you're lost as fuck. And this is where I come in to bring you the torch and to direct you back to the right and straight and narrow path. And so every time you say you love yourself, every time you say you're grateful for your life, but then you sit there like a self-debilitating primate and poison yourself with a bottle, poison yourself with a cigarette, and passively kill yourself and slowly corrode your own lungs to speed up that momentum of getting in the fucking casket as fast as fucking possible. When you sit there and you overeat and then you look in the mirror and you don't recognize that you're overweight and fat as fuck, and you need to actually do some shit to fix that shit because everyone sees it, including yourself, and to ignore your problems and act like they don't exist is to still have a problem and just shrug it off and be insecure. So don't die a bitch in the one fucking life you have and actually solve your fucking problems. And don't say you love yourself if you're actually doing the opposite by putting your time and energy into things that, if you didn't love yourself, that's what you would do. So every time you pick up the drink, every time you pick up the smoke, and then you say, I love myself, is to be a liar to yourself because you just poisoned yourself and you're minus 2 HP and now you're dying faster than you would have. So you're passively killing yourself, but you say you love yourself. Let's get a reality check for the bitches in the back. So every time you say, you're going to do something and you break your word, every time you break your word, you just rendered yourself mentally inferior, especially when people are not breaking their words and then going out of their way to never break their word. So when you said you were going to do something and you didn't do it, you just rendered yourself a bitch, pussy that couldn't stick to their fucking word. So, on a different level, we operate because we never break that word. And our word at this point is like a metal bar. And it's unbreakable. And you can join the self-development community link below, and you can create an unbreakable word, and you can start solving your problems. We have the fitness and nutrition. We teach you how to track your macros. We teach you how to actually lose the weight. We teach you how to gain muscle. We teach you everything you don't know, but what you need to know to complete what you want to complete, or what you need to complete to actually get to the goal faster. And so I'm not going to sit here and try to kick you down. I'm calling you up. Every time you look in the mirror and you don't admire that individual, that's going to be in the back of your mind, whether you believe it or not. And so it's my job to provide you with the information for you to take in, for you to inform to, in the suffix for Asian is action. So inform with action. So to give you the information for you to inform with action to create a higher version of yourself, instead of remaining whatever the fuck that shit is in the mirror that you don't even want to be. Because if you did want to be that, then there's something fucking wrong with you, because there's a better version of you that is waiting for you after you make the move to become that individual. So remember, you only live once, to sit there like a self-debilitating fucking primate, to poison yourself every night with the bottle, and to kill yourself with a cigarette. It's to be rendered mentally inferior, to be worthless and valueless to yourself, as you sit there and say you love yourself, but do the opposite and contradict yourself to be rendered inferior. Now, the only thing there is the straight and narrow path. Anything else is a wandering in the dark. So don't squander your fucking life, and actually make a move to be different and to be better.